Hey YouTube, it's Mike Penn Gangster here today, and we're gonna bring you guys the 4-2-3-1 custom tactics formation. Why it's the probably the formation that could basically beat anybody in the game. Now, I use this formation, but I also use the 4-4-2, the one that I just previously um, made a video on it. That's one of my preferred formations and tactics I like to use because it's more offensively, because it's more like pressure and all that stuff. But if you're playing versus somebody that's really good, like it's a pro level, going into the 4-2-3-1 is probably your best chance of like getting the win against that person, or at least making it extremely hard for that person to beat you. Okay, as you can see, I just beat A9 skills using the 4-2-3-1. Yes, you have to have a good squad. It's only normal. If your squad is not that great, formation don't work as good as your team tool. So don't look at the team right now. I'm just fooling around with players. Like I'm trying this guy out. I'm trying Rio Ferdinand. I'm trying Uribe. That stuff. So I'm just playing around with it right now, just to have a little bit of fun. But we'll go into the custom tactics as fast as possible. As you can see, the 4-4-2 is the one I play. The 4-2-2 is still there. I don't play it as much at all. I've been trying the 4-1-2-1-2, but I don't really like it. So yeah, I showed you guys this one. Let me show you the 4-2-3-1, which is very, very simple. As you can see, it's funny that when I beat AA skills, he was saying, "Oh, look at this guy. He's sitting so deep." I'm on 60 depth, buddy. 60. I don't play on any formation under 60. Um, you have to understand one thing about this game. No matter what formation, no matter how high your depth is in the tactics, the game just sits you back. Okay? So this is why there's no advantage of actually having lower depth. There's actually a better advantage having a higher depth, and I'm going to explain to you why. A lot of people like to counter in this game. So if you're sitting extremely back from the start, you're basically giving them a lot of room to counter. And you'd be like, well, that doesn't make sense. It makes a lot of sense. Because if your guys are sitting way up on the pitch from the start when you lose the ball, automatically, when that person is trying to get a through ball to basically counter you, um, it doesn't have that many openings except for like an over the top. But if you have good quick defenders and you're quick at auto switching to one of your center backs, by the time he actually does that over the top, you should already be running back with one of your center backs. So it's very important to basically use your auto switch to one of your center backs and manually run back, track back the run, because that's how you counter the counter attacks. Okay, but the advantage of having your depth higher gives the ability to actually close down the gaps as quickly as possible when you lose the ball, and that's why I play on 60 depth. Okay. Anyways, the width is at 35. The reason why I do this is because this is more of a defensive formation. So I don't care if people want to attack from the wings. It's the middle part that is the dangerous part in this game. And the wings doesn't really bother me, especially when people cut inside. I know how to defend that correctly, so it doesn't bother me. They could attack me from the wings all day long. It doesn't make a difference to me. It's the middle which I feel like I need to basically be all clogged up to defend properly. Again, 60 depth. Oh yeah, by the way, defensive style on this particular formation, I like to use balance. As you can see in my 4-4-2, I like to use pressure on possession loss because I'm more aggressive in that formation, of course. Now, build up play, I have it on balance, and chance creation, I keep it on possession. The reason why I keep it on possession, for people that don't know how to trigger their own runs with the R1 and L1 buttons, like either making the man come up close or making the guy take a run, possession is probably not for you. But possession is very good in this game because whenever you want to play a tiki-tack game, and at the same time you also want to have the players like run behind all that, you could trigger yourself, which I do. So for me, possession is really good. It's really valid because whenever I'm more of a tiki-tack type of player, so I have a lot of opportunities to like have my players always come close to me, so I could do a lot of triangle passes, which I feel like it's really strong. On the width and defense and offense, sorry, I like to have 40 because I like to have my players all close to each other. That's why also I'm having possession, and also I'm playing a narrow formation, so I might as well have them next to each other, right? So I could attack through the middle And whenever I want to go on the wing, I just basically take my man and run towards the wing with him, right? One of my cams, let's say. I got 5 players in the box. The reason I keep this on balance pretty much is because I don't know. I haven't really played too much with it, but I feel like if you over commit too many players on a defensive formation, you're going to be easy on the counters. So even lowering this at 4 is actually not that bad at all. But higher than 5 for a formation that you want to play a little bit more defensively, I would say 5 is the max. Corners and free kicks, we all know how that works. Keep it at 1 or whatever you want to do. This is the way the team lines up at the moment from the players I'm using. Instructions are very, very simple. You're going to see I have my striker on stay central, getting behind, stay forward. I have my middle cam on stay forward and stay on the edge of the box because I like taking finesse shots with Del Piero. I got my left cam and my right cam. They're both on come back on defense and get in the box for crosses. Okay, they're both on the same thing. Don't use free roam on these guys in the 4-2-3-1. Doesn't work properly. I tried. It's not like the 4-2-2. 4-2-2 for some reason it works properly, and this formation just doesn't do it. You're gonna see that on my CDMs. I have them on balance and it covers center. That's the only thing I change on these guys. The reason why I do this is because I want them to play as their card, as their work rates. For example, um, I usually don't use Uribe here. I usually use like Fofana and stuff like that, and he's high, and Verratti is a medium high, so he automatically defends more, and he basically does both, right? Now I'm just trying this guy out to see because he was one of the objective players in the season, which so far I'm not really crazy about him, but whatever. He's not the worst, right? He's free, so he's definitely worth getting. So that's the way I play my CDMs. And of course, the left back and right back, they're on stay back while attacking, but I do have them on overlap. Now, the reason why it's good to use overlap on your fullbacks, just in case they do go up, because sometimes you could trigger a run with them by automatically doing it manually. At least they'll run in a straight line on the edge of the line, which it doesn't affect the middle of your pitch, which the middle of your pitch is already condensed with Vinicius Junior, Del Piero, and Salah, right? Well, those are my players, you know what I mean, right? Anyways, that's the way I play the 4-2-3-1. At the end of the day, you have to understand one thing: when you're playing any formation, okay, uh, you got to manually uh, use your players. There's a lot of people I've noticed that what they try to do is they try to make the game auto defend for them. That's not the way the game should be played. You're so much more stronger if you learn how to manually defend by actually switching to your center backs when it needs to be done, switching to your CM or your left backs or right backs or whatever. You need to manually do stuff in this game to be successful. Stop trying to play this shitty way that people try to have the game do it for them. It doesn't work, guys. Players that play like that don't go far in this game. Okay, these are type of players that when they get to weekend league and they hope that the game wins them the game, they don't get 16 wins. They don't get 12 wins. These guys, they'll get wins here and there. Sometimes you lose versus a player like this, but it doesn't mean they're good. It doesn't mean they're winning a lot of games. You know what I mean? If they're playing a very one-dimensional game, they ain't going that far. Okay? The only reason why the divisions people get to the elite divisions because you can't go back. So eventually people get there, right? But if there were be regulation in this game, all of these guys that will be one-dimensional like players that only like attack one way, only defend one way, they're not going far. Okay, so stop trying to play like these guys and thinking that the game is gonna defend or attack for you by doing these meta through balls. Which I've played so many people like in the elite divisions where all they do is over the tops or through balls, and once I basically defend that, they have nothing else. Nothing else. They're all the way up to the elite level, but that's the only attack they know how to do. It's actually pretty fucking sad, to be honest with you. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the attacks, so go try them out. Again, play around with it a little bit, tune it up a little bit to maybe you're more of your liking. But that's what I use as the 4-2-3-1. Have a good day, guys. Bye bye.